I am exclusively pumping for my twin boys, and I'm going to answer this question and actually show you the logs from a month ago. I've been logging in this app to now, so how much my supply has increased. But before I do, I am not a lactation consultant. I am not an OB. I'm not a pumping expert. I am just a twin mom pumping and sharing my journey. That being said, I want to tag Allison Tolman. I think she's got it a TikTok, but she's really big on YouTube. I joined her pumping program, and I've just learned so much from her. She has tons of free content. Highly recommend following her and learning from her. She's incredible, or any other expert on pumping. So what I am sharing is either information I've learned from her or information that stuff I've experienced. First, before I get into how much I'm pumping each session, which I'll get into really quick, I just want to say, like, this comment about coconut water, and I've seen some other people comment like, yeah, you just got to drink a lot of coconut water. You just have to take this supplement. The biggest thing I've learned is there's no magical supplement. And I fell into that trap. I bought so many supplements and coconut water and body armor and all these things that people swore by. Now, it might work for them. I'm not saying they're lying, right? But the biggest things I've learned is it really comes down to the flange fitting, like your flange being the right size, and the frequency at which you're pumping. So how often are you pumping? And like teaching your body that you need more milk, right? That's the biggest thing I've learned. And then you can experiment with supplements and see if they help you or not. But like at the end of the day, there's no magical supplement, and I fell into that. I fell into that trap for sure. If you like some of the supplements, like I love lactation cookies now. I think they're amazing. There's so many. If you just Google lactation cookies, they're delicious. So why not have them? They might help, who knows? But also, of course, hydration. Just eating enough is it. So anyway, my pumping, I'm going to put up right here. You're going to see this is my log from, I think it's January 15th that I screenshotted. It's the first time I actually logged it. And so that was my output from one day. It was about 31 ounces, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And then this is my output from yesterday, which was my highest day so far, which was about 41 ounces. Now, my boys are each eating around 25 to 27 ounces. So I need roughly 50 ounces. That's like my goal. So the fact that within about 5 weeks, I increased 10 ounces, I am so over the moon happy. And if I could do that again in a month, oh my gosh, we're there. We are supplementing with formula. But like the other day, they each only had about 6 ounces of formula. It was so exciting. The rest was all breast milk. So that's really, really exciting. So I am pumping, though, as you can see in those screenshots, if you go back, I'm pumping 8 times a day. The most recent screenshot, you'll see it'll say 10 times. Technically, yes, but one of those pumps is what's called a power hour. If you look that up, you'll see so much about power hours. Basically, in 1 hour, I'm doing a 20-minute pump. I take a break for 10 minutes, a 10-minute pump. I take a break for 10 minutes, a 10-minute pump. It's 40 minutes in total pumping over an hour with little breaks in between. So that's why there's technically 10, because I put them in separately. But I kind of consider that one. So it's really like 8, but one is like a power hour, if you will. But those are technically 10 separate ones. You could say I'm doing it 10 times a day. I really think of it as 8 times a day. But one of the biggest things I have learned in this program is that it's not like 8's the magical number. Some people might need less. Some people might need more. It depends how many pumps you need to get to your milk supply. Because I am pumping for twins, and I know a lot of people who are following me here are also doing the same. I have a huge twin community here, which is so cool and niche and specific. I love my twin people. We might need to do it more often, right? But not necessarily. So that's what I've been kind of experimenting. I've been doing, like, I'll do 7, then I'll do 8, and then I'll do 10, and just to see. And I'm noticing that I'm kind of hitting that sweet spot. I'm hoping that I can eventually scale it back once my supply is really established. But I will say, one thing I am doing is I am getting a 3-hour chunk of sleep at night and then getting up to pump. So usually my last pump is at 7:30. My boys go down to sleep around 7. My husband and I put them to sleep. I pump at 7:30. We usually watch a show, and then I go to bed. I'm like in bed by like 8:20 by the time I like brush my teeth, go to sleep. Then I wake up at 11:25 to pump at 11:30. So it's technically 4 hours in between my 7:30 pump and my 11:30 pump. That's the longest I go. Usually I go 2.5 to 3 hours, but I want that 3-hour chunk of sleep. I need it. Get that 3-ish hour chunk of sleep, sometimes 3 hours and 20 minutes if I'm really quick after my pump is over. I do 30-minute pumps because of twins. I just want to be on it a little bit longer. Then after my 11:30 pump, around like 12:15 a.m., I go back to sleep, and then I wake up at 3:20 25 for my 3:30 pump. So I have another 4-hour stretch. Those are the only 2 pumps that I have 4 hours in between because I want those chunks of sleep. And during that time, my husband is watching the boys. If they wake up, we're not watching them. He's feeding them the milk I pumped or changing them, whatever they need. And then I take over. We do it in shifts from 4 a.m. to like 10:30 a.m. So that's been working out really well for us so that I get those 2 chunks of 3-hour sleeps with that pump in between. It's obviously not consecutive sleep, so it's not the same, but it's something. It's, 6 hours of sleep, which is great. And I'm lucky that I can fall asleep really solidly. So I know this was a little long and rambly, but that's how often I am pumping and how much I am pumping. So again, it was about 30 ounces a month ago, and now I am almost 8 weeks postpartum and I'm up to 40 ounces for twins.